Welcome back, traders. We continue with our SMC for Beginners program. So in today's video, we're going to cover the identification of area of interest in SMC. So there are three main types of area of interest in SMC. The first one being the order flow. So what is an order flow? An order flow is simply a valid pullback. So it starts from the beginning of this pullback here and ends at the end of this pullback here. So this entire zone here is called our order flow. So every pullback here is an order flow, and this is a valid area of interest where you can take your trade whenever the market comes back to mitigate this area here. But the problem is that an order flow is generally too large to take your trade directly on without any up with a large stop loss size. So this is where the second type of your area of interest comes to play. So this second type of area of interest is called your order block. So pretty much an order block is simply the refinement of an order flow. As you can see, this area here, this entire area was our order flow, but now we have only marked this extreme area here as our area of interest. So an order block is simply the refinement of an order flow, and as you can see, at every pullback here, we only mark the end of the pullback, which is our valid order block here. So this is the second type of our area of interest. The third and last area of interest in SMC is called a single candle order block. A single candle order block is first of all a normal order block, is like any order block like this one here. But the only difference is that a single candle order block is an order block that has taken out an interesting area of liquidity or the previous candle's liquidity, like so. So basically, these are the three main type of area of interest in SMC. Now let's switch to a new illustrative picture so that I can show you exactly how to mark your order flows, your order block, and your single candle order block. Okay, so here we have this bearish structure here that we're gonna try to identify all of our area of interest. So we're gonna start with the order flow. So as I told you in the previous illustration, an order flow is the last pullback before the market makes a move. Okay, so in this case, we have a bearish structure here. So our order flow starts all the way from this pullback here all the way to the highest point here. Okay, so this entire zone here is our order flow. So this is the first area of interest where we can take our trade if the market come back to mitigate this area. And as you can see, the market has came back here to mitigate this area here. So this is a valid structure here. So this is our first type of area of interest that we can identify. But as I told you, generally an order flow is too large to take your trade directly on without ending up with a large stop loss size. So this is where your order block comes to play. So what is your order block? So in this real chart here, your order block is the candle that has the highest wick at the end of the pullback. Okay, so this is the beginning of our pullback here, and it went from here all the way up here before dropping here. Okay, so where is our order block in this case here? So let me zoom a little bit close in so that you can see. So our order block is the candle that has the highest wick at the end of this pullback here. Okay, so what is the highest wick? So this wick here is the highest one in this pullback here. So this entire candle here is now our valid order block. So we can use it as a refinement of our order flow because our order flow is too large here. So if the market, if this first area here fails and the market keep pushing, then we can expect the market to make a reaction at this level here whenever the market will reach this level here. Another important thing that you should verify before marking this candle as your valid order block is called the imbalance. So the imbalance is this gap between your order block and the second candle here. Okay, so if the market create any imbalance between this order block and the second candle here, then this order block is a valid one because it shows that this order block is not yet mitigated. So you can definitely use this one as your valid order block. Okay, so this is how you can identify your first and the second type of area of interest. Okay, so the third and last one is the single candle order block. So as I told you, the single candle order block is like any other valid order block. The only difference is that a single candle order block has to take out an area of liquidity. Okay, so if this candle has pushed a little bit high here to take out this structural liquidity, then it means that this one here is your single candle order block. Okay, it depends on the type of liquidity that this candle has swept before dropping. Okay, so this is the only difference between the normal order block and the single candle order block. And the next thing that you should verify to make sure that this one here is a single candle order block is that the next candle has to completely close below it. And whenever the market will come back right back here to mitigate like so, then you can directly take your trade on this single candle order block here without waiting for lower time frame confirmation. Okay, so this is how you can identify your single candle order block. So after that, the market has dropped and created a new pullback here. So this pullback here, in this case here, we have only one candle here compared to the previous one, which has three candles here. So there are also pullbacks with only one candle here. So it means that this time, this single candle here is at the same time our order flow, our order block, and also our single candle order block. But in this case here, we cannot use it as our single candle order block because, as you can see, this candle has not taken out any specific liquidity behind here. So this is not a single candle order block. So this candle here is at the same time our order flow and our order block. Just to tell you that an order flow doesn't necessarily need to have multiple candles. Like in this example here, it can sometimes have only one candle here. So in this case here, the order block and the order flow are exactly the same one here. So in this case here, you also need an imbalance here, as you can see here. So it means that the market has not yet mitigated this area of interest. So when the market will come back and mitigate this one here, then we can definitely take our trade, maybe based on the lower time frame confirmation as well. Okay, so this is the first example. We also have another example here. In this example here, we have a pretty similar configuration as this previous example here, but the only difference is that there was no imbalance here after the market has created this valid order block here. So what can we do in the case that we don't have an imbalance? So we can transfer our valid order block here to the next candle, which is here. As you can see, where's our original order block? So our initial order block is this one here. But as you can see, there is no imbalance between this candle and the second one, which is here. Okay, so in this case here, we need to transfer our order block to the next one, which is here. So this one becomes our new order block here, and as you can see, it has a valid imbalance down below here, so we can definitely use this one as our order block, but the order flow here remains the same. Okay, so this is just another example to show you what to do in case you don't have an imbalance here. Okay, so this is another example, and we have another configuration down here. In this case here, the market has made something like a pullback here, but this pullback is not a valid one, since this red candle, this green candle here, that didn't succeed to take out the previous candle's low like so. So this pullback is not a valid one. So since this pullback is not a valid one, so this area here is neither a valid order flow nor a valid order block. So in this case here, this area is just a trap for some traders that are not disciplined, and maybe they were forced to take the trade here, so the market will push high to swipe them out and mitigate the actual order block, which is above here, and create a lower time frame confirmation. Then we can take a trade based on this structure here. So this is how you can identify your three different type of area of interest using the SMC. So now that we have learned how to identify our valid area of interest where we can possibly take our trade, in the next video, I will teach you how to use lower time frame confirmation to take your trade whenever the market mitigates your area of interest. Because not just because the market has mitigated your area of interest, that should you take a trade. You also need to wait for lower time frame confirmation before you can take your trade. So our next video will be all about the lower time frame confirmation whenever the market mitigates your area of interest. Which criteria should you use to take your trade based on lower time frame confirmation? So this is the video that you don't want to miss, so make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If this video has also helped you, don't forget to give it a like to help out. So thank you very much for watching till the end. Stay tuned and see you next time.